Yeah, 2 Sundays ago I had a few people for lunch, and we were out at my place obviously, and post lunch we went for a little walk around the property and looking at my race horses. And one of the people was from India, and he was quite surprised to see the horses kept in some of the smaller apron paddocks by largely electric tapes. And I explained how they work. We went down and had a look at the unit in the shed, and he was really interested in this and asked me whether it would work for monkeys. And I hadn't thought of why people would want to keep monkeys in paddocks at that time. But I subsequently learnt by a conversation with the chief executive from Innovation Park in Waikato that they're actually used for keeping elephants in compounds as well. Well, back to the monkey story. In southern India, there is a plague of monkeys getting into the farmers' fields, and because monkeys in the Hindu religion are more revered, they can't be shot like possums as a menace. And people who watched the Commonwealth Games may recall that they had a monkey problem in New Delhi, and they had to bring in sort of baboons which frightened the small monkeys and scattered them. So in southern India they don't have enough baboons to put in all the paddocks as scarecrows, so a better approach to keeping the monkeys out is being sought. So would electric fences work? Well, I didn't know the answer to that, but suggested the thing to do would be buy a unit, buy some tape and go test it. And I hope that's exactly what's happening at the moment. Now what lesson comes from this, I think, is that business opportunities often arise just out of contacts with people you know. And one of the biggest resources we have in New Zealand are the international students who come to tertiary institutions each year, complete degrees, and then go back to their homelands. Many of them in the South Pacific, of course. China is a very large market, as is India. So the question I pose is, to what extent does government, and in particular business, tap into that huge resource of international students who have gone back to their homeland, have got themselves established in business and commerce 5 to 10 years later? Do we know who they are? Do we know where they are? Do we know how to tap into them? If they go with good feelings about New Zealand and we invite them to small trade-related meetings in the future, it's more than likely that they know someone, an uncle, a cousin, or someone else who would be right into that piece of equipment, that piece of technology. Again, I just want to emphasise a huge and valuable resource are those people trained in New Zealand, returning to their own country, and we are not using that resource very well.